Hi, and welcome to Sunday Healing Connection. I do these check-ins on Sundays, and I'm going to do them earlier because I teach yoga at 6 p.m. on Sundays, and I know that when life gets in this kind of running to standstill mode, which is a line in a U2 song that I like. I love that. It just explains this mode of living that it's the human condition. And so doing Healing Connection at 5 and then teaching yoga at 6, like I get this anxiety when often Sundays are like the only day that I can download and process and get chores done and get some work done. And I want to know what that phrase means to you. Like, we all live in this like running to stand still mode. And what do I mean? What does that mean to you? Like, I am so guilty of it. And it's this like work mode, and it's not a bad thing. You know, it's not a bad thing unless there's a void in having fun or in the human connection, in really connecting with others. And like I have felt like I've been running to stand still, and I know why. And so when is it bad? It's bad when in this running to stand still mode, we start beating ourselves up. And that's what I mean by banning shame. 'Cause we can go, we can work, and we can even have fun and do things. Yet when we're not like fully present and calm within, sometimes the joy in life seems so far away. That's why I like love it when my kids are here, because I forget everything else and I play. You know, I try to be as best can, you know, in the present moment. But when this like running to standstill mode comes and I'm sitting at my desk after chores are done and I'm looking at all the to-do lists, and I know you can relate. Please share with me here how you can relate. Running to standstill, just getting up, thinking of our to-do lists and doing the next thing. When there's this kind of this disconnect and overwhelm and I don't know where to start, that is when I know I've got to sit on my butt, which is what I'm doing now. I've got to sit on my butt. Now, this is something I do every day. But there's times where I have to sit down and say, what is the big picture? Connect to that home within me. What is the purpose of this whole entire physical existence? And second, a daily mantra I say. What is your daily mantra? Hi. So hello, Nadia. Okay, thank you. So I thank you for your comment so much. Today I'm talking about this current feeling that I've been in, and it's called running to stand still. And it's like this work thing, and how the way that I experience joy is really in playtime with my children. And the more weeks and days turning into weeks pass into that, and I'm making all my to-do lists, I get all these really great ideas, and I have really cool projects happening that blow my mind as a result of the book. when I get, and tell me if you ever get into this like running to standstill mode. And again, we are not going to beat ourselves up. It is the human condition, but we are not bodies, nor the thoughts our mind makes. And it's so easy to fall into life every day and every minute, believing and thinking that we are, that this is it. And so what I do to prevent the most important message of this is beating ourselves up for being in that mode. That's what I mean by banning shame. Because if we don't sit down on our butts and just stay in the to-do list, stay in the moving and whatever it is, the next thing we need to do in any given moment. And there has been so much stuff. But the most important thing is to first recognize we're in it. As I recognize, I have been in this mode. But I am not going to beat myself up for not meeting certain others' expectations, for not, whatever it might be. Whether it's a kid registering my kids for this sports thing, or connecting with my oldest son, having my mom here today, which I decided not to do. Feeling guilty about that, not meeting family expectations, looking at the to-do list on the desk and thinking I'm falling behind in these opportunities. Realizing I haven't eaten, knowing I need to nourish myself. All of those can lead into shame and thoughts in our mind that add a whole nother freaking layer. It's those moments that I'm talking about, where a home within is so darn helpful. So if you are in this running to standstill mode, tell me what that, I'm waving hello to everybody. Thank you so much. Tell me what that feels like to you. The moment we wake up, we believe that we are just our thoughts and just this body, and we go and make our coffee, we go to our to-do list, and then what do? We start beating ourselves up for not finishing something, for not doing something. It's subtle. Other times we'll wake up and feel all grand and be like, oh my God, I detailed cleaned my car yesterday, which I did do. And oh my gosh, I connected with all my sons and I got this project done. Sometimes it's that, but right around the corner is that ego mind. Or not around the corner, it's right present. Right there. Saying, but you didn't do this. Or you haven't done that. Or you're failing in this. Or a fear. I have a fear that some people are going to be disappointed in me. That I, made a choice not to do something. Because I just needed some time to reflect, to digest, to then look at the next best indicated thing to do. I know you can relate. Send me a message and you can join me. I saw your question earlier. And I am telling you right here, right now, I am focusing on my children and my work. And if the right person comes along and the universe is saying, go ahead and start connecting in that way with another human being, I will. I'm still healing. So as we wake up in the morning, there are projections from the outside, and there is so much within us. I don't want a distraction to cause me if it is managing another person's undone work, I can't do that again. We have a choice every day between love and fear or judgment. And I decided, to answer your question, to end a relationship because I felt like I couldn't manage another person's way of needing to know that they were loved, that they had my heart. So if the right situation, person comes along, I am open to that. But right now, right here, today, that's not what this is about. This is about banning shame when we are in moments that related to the question, shaming moments of, oh, you're not in a relationship, what's wrong with you? That was a choice I made. Or, you're all alone. You haven't been doing enough in social life. You know, why don't you date? People keep saying. You're all alone. No, I won't go there in my head. Right here, right now, I am living the work, healing, being a mother, being present for my children, and grasping all these magnificent opportunities that the book has evolved in. And right here, right now, I am saying, sometimes there are moments, there are days, there are weeks where this running to standstill mode comes. What do? I sit on my butt and I give it to the universe and I go to a home within me that I strongly suggest everyone do. It's a space between our ego mind identity's thoughts that works so much on fears and judgments. If I fall into those thoughts, I will distract. If I decide not to be in a relationship, decide to be in a relationship, it will distract me from sitting here in the moment. If it's not the right person or relationship, I'm not opposed to it at all. But in my learnings, what I have learned is that it became a distraction from the healing, from doing the work within, because I was managing another's undone work. Right here, right now, sitting in the middle, observing mind, ego, judgment, and then the spiritual connection allows like downloading. So getting to the real stuff. I returned from a trip. I'm hoping that you guys share some of this. I returned from a trip and was downloading all this managing of another person's stuff and doing the dishes, cleaning, looking at my to-do list. And then it took a week or so. And now the recent days have been shifting back into a very productive work and mothering gear. That yes is good. But when we get in those moments where there is a disconnect from being present and it's just work, 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 there's a disconnect. And we are running to stand still, living in a body with our thoughts, just doing. I am not going to add another layer to answer your question of doing another's work. I'm not going to add another layer and make another to-do list. I'm not going to add another layer and check off the next thing on a to-do list. I am sitting down, taking a step back, observing all the things that there is to be grateful for. Looking from afar at all the things that are so amazingly happening in my life. digest, receive answers, and then the answer comes. Right here, right now, in this present moment, is all there is to do. That's all there is. All the rest of the stuff will take care of itself on its own. Diane Ray has a podcast, and I'm so happy to be partnering with the Mind, Body, Spirit Network. She has a podcast, and it's called Be Present, which entered my mind right now. The most important thing that we can do every day is to stop a running to standstill mode and be present in this moment right here, right now. How do I do that? I sit down and I connect to what I call a home within me, where all of those little to-do lists can be set aside. How do you get in that running to standstill mode? How are you in it right now? What does that phrase evoke in you? The human condition is running to stand still in a body, in our thoughts, and very rarely sitting back like Sundays were dedicated for in the past and today. Very rarely sitting back and saying, I'm going to just give a couple of moments to sit and observe it all. Whatever the to-do list is, whatever other expectations of me are, whatever I've gotten done, whatever I've accomplished, whatever I haven't gotten done, whatever I haven't accomplished, stop. Stop. Take some deep breaths. And just stop, Nadia. Do you do that? Have you done that? How do you do that? Do you relate? I caught myself. And it did not turn into beating myself up. I recognized the fears and self-judgments, and they did not turn into shame. I did not run to distract myself. That is also what Tommy Rosen calls like the frequency of addiction. When we've had trauma, there's a whole added other layer. And he says when we get in that frequency, I call it a running to standstill mode. When we get in that frequency and then we're triggered, it's so easy to distract ourselves with a to-do list, right? I know you relate. Okay, I'm looking at your comment. Hooray. Yes, I try to focus on the blessings of my life. And most of the time, I just see the negative, unfortunately. Thank you so, so much. I'm so happy that you've shared that. Hi, Divine Light. Hi, good fella. Thank you for the compliment. And thank you for saying hello. How do you, I thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So what does it feel like for you to be in this running to standstill mode? It's so easy, right? I walk downstairs and I think, oh my gosh, I haven't replied to this family member. My mom, I chose to not have my mom here today. I see the laundry pile I just foiled and I haven't folded and I haven't put it away. I go to my desk and all the to-do lists are there. I know you can relate. Now, I sit down and I try to meditate every single day and connect to that home within me that the book so clearly describes that you can get to using very, very, very different ways of healing. From trauma therapy, from Kundalini yoga, from 12-step recovery, from codependency work, from a lot of different things. And it all came down to one simple thing: stopping the running to standstill mode so that I am not vulnerable when I am triggered from trauma is my breath. Sitting down, not just quote unquote meditating, breathing long enough, deep enough, more long enough, more deep enough to wait for downloads. That is what I call a home within. A place where we're separate from our egos, identities, all the roles and to-do lists, all the thoughts that come as a result of those attachments onto those roles. If I get to a place that I call a home within, where I see all those roles, I can also see the identified trauma parts of me. I can really embrace and live the work of the trauma therapy, of the 12-step recovery, of Kundalini yoga. But it all starts in one place: sitting down and breathing. The downloads come from the other end, the spiritual answers, the intuition. This is a home within, where that running to standstill mode stops. Have you ever said to yourself, I am not a body nor the thoughts my mind makes? What the hell does that mean? If you just joined, please listen to this from the beginning when I share it. It is the difference between waking up, going to our to-do list, thinking we are a body and our thoughts, and then letting those thoughts beat us up. We are not victims of the human condition. We can be thrivers in it if we recognize that living in this body and with our thoughts often leads to this quote unquote, from a U2 song, running to standstill mode. And I am guilty of it. I admit I become a workaholic. It's how I got through life. It's how I survived. It was the original trauma response. Disconnect. Now, having done the work, I want to feel it all. I don't want to disconnect. There will be days and weeks where I'm in that mode for a long time, which I had to be when on vacation with my kids and their father. And it took a while to get back here, to downloading, to being in the present. But I am so thankful to have this home within me, to stop that mode of living. How do you relate? How do you relate? How do you relate, okay? There are requests to join this live. Send me a message and we'll plan a time to do that, okay? I would love, love, love more of the messages of how you relate to this. We don't have to live in a running to standstill mode. Look up that song by U2 and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The lines are, so she woke up from where she was lying still, said, I gotta get out of this place, step on a steam train, step out of the driving rain, maybe run from the darkness in the night. She was, and it's like, ah, ah, la, 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 today. Ah, la, 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 today. Ah, la, la, today. And it's like she was running to stand still. We don't have to get to that point. When we recognize, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but that's okay. When we recognize that we've been in a running to standstill mode, whether it be in workaholism or whether it be in quote unquote fun times, as I have had so much of with my children, or for you, if you are dating, or if you are in a fellowship or yoga recovery community, we can still be in that mode doing that. But are we distracting ourselves? That's not me. Have you done that? Sometimes we just need to sit and recognize we're on a running to standstill mode in this finite life, in our bodies and thoughts. I personally, recently, downloading these last couple of weeks, month, all the stuff within me and all the projections from the outside, all these expectations will get us into a deeper running to standstill mode, and I was in it. But I stopped, finally. I encourage you to stop. Please join me. Stop running to stand still. Sit. Breathe. Look at yourself and life as though from afar. Thank yourself for all you are carrying. Give yourself a hug. You will be able to be present in this moment. You will. Answers will come, and you're home with it. Then you'll know what's most important on your to-do list. Then every single thing you do thereafter is meaningful and not just to get things done. You got one life. We got one day. We have one moment right now. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Okay? I am sending a load of hugs. Please message me more of how you relate to getting in a running to standstill mode and what you do to get out of it. If you will take my suggestion, please share how it's impacting you right here, right now, on this day, by just sitting down for a couple of moments, breathing, saying, home is within me. I am not a body nor the thoughts my mind makes. Then continue on in your day. If you know anybody that would benefit from a copy of my book, I am putting it out there now. I will send someone a signed copy. Okay? Message me. Share this with others. Tag me in the post. If I see you have shared, or if there's somebody out there that's just really, really struggling, I would love to send a copy. You can go to indiebound.org to order Home is Within You also. In the discount code, you'll get 20% off if you enter ban shame, indiebound.org. You can also go to my website, links are all in the Instagram bio, and get a free ban shame tip sheet. If you share that with others and tag me, I'll also send you a signed copy and bookmarks. Please spread the word. We don't have to run to stand still. We could ban shame that gets us even deeper and deeper into that mode. And we can have a home within us. Okay. Thank you all for joining.